JMT, Insights from Within, a series that introduces our industry professionals and provides them the opportunity to share their professional experiences, personal reflections, and sources of inspiration as individuals working in the architecture, engineering, and construction sectors.
Hello there. My name is Becky Rehorn, and I am the Director of Communications at JMT. Today, I'm sitting in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania office and honored to be with Jim Maloney and Shelby Smith. I'm looking forward to hearing about Shelby's passion for the work she does at JMT and her interesting journey to become one of the first women to achieve a significant status both within the United States and internationally.
Thanks, Becky. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Maloney. I'm the Regional Manager for Pennsylvania and Ohio, and I'm joined today by Shelby, as Becky said. It's from our York, Pennsylvania office, just a few miles from where we're sitting today. Shelby is the Autodesk CIM Manager with the DCOE, and you'll hear more about what DCOE is in a minute. Shelby's been with us for 8 years at JMT and then spent most of her time what we used to call our Special Projects Group in York, which is now our Site Design Group. So let's get right into it. Shelby, can you explain to us what the role of the DCOE is and what your responsibilities are as the Autodesk CIM Manager within the DCOE?
Yes, Jim. Thanks for having me here today. So the DCOE is an acronym for the Design Center of Excellence. The DCOE is a team of dedicated professionals seeking to enhance our design products by improving quality and efficiency using technology and best practices. We focus on establishing best practices, standard operating procedures, research and development, thought leadership, and design support. The DCOE supports technology in the company, including Bentley products, Autodesk products, ProjectWise, and some cloud-based solutions too. I'm the Autodesk CIM Manager, as we have another CIM Manager, Phil Mashuda, who works for the Bentley products. For those of you unfamiliar with the term CIM, it's an acronym for Civil Information Modeling. We also have BIM, and that is Building Information Modeling. CIM is for the horizontal plane, while BIM is for the vertical. As the Autodesk CIM Manager, my role is to assist design teams with their projects, providing leadership with regard to best practices and standard operating procedures. CIM is not just about how to model the project design, but also how to manage project data. In addition to my defined role in the DCOE, I also participate in the JMT Autodesk Standards Committee, Steering Committee, and the PA Ohio Design Technology Support Team.
Is there anything you don't do, Shelby? This is great. I think CIM and BIM are our future, so I'm curious, how did you get into this area?
Oh, wow. It really started a long time ago for me. I started in the drafting program in my high school way back when, and I absolutely fell in love with drafting and Autodesk products, and it was my drafting instructor that actually pushed me into engineering. And he advised me on what schools to go to for engineering, and it's funny that everything kind of came full circle for me, that the passion that led me into civil engineering in the first place is what I'm doing now.
Those of us that have worked with you know that you are definitely passionate about what you do. We appreciate that. So recently you were accepted into the Autodesk Expert Elite, not just Elite or Expert, but Expert Elite program. And I don't think most folks at JMT are familiar with what that means, especially since our company is really significantly focused on the Bentley MicroStation side of the house as opposed to Autodesk. So maybe you could compare those two platforms and help us understand how they relate and tell us a little bit about the Expert Elite program.
So the Expert Elite program is a group of dedicated professionals who contribute to the Autodesk community. They are recognized by Autodesk as leaders in the industry willing to help others and their expertise in the Autodesk products. There's about 350 members in the world spanning over 50 countries, and it's a very prestigious honor. I was very excited to be nominated by members of the community and accepted into the program.
I think that's great. It's great that we have you here at JMT as one of those experts, and you're a valuable resource given that expertise. So what are your responsibilities to maintain that status?
So the Expert Elite program, each of the members is reevaluated every single year. So we must continue to contribute to the community, and that can be in various formats. I personally like writing for the Autodesk community blog, and that's how I met a lot of the other Autodesk Expert Elites. And I was privileged to meet them at Autodesk University this year. but there's other forms that you can obtain the Expert Elite status as well, including participating on the forums, presenting at industry events, and even hosting or partaking in podcasts.
Okay. So, as if you don't do enough there, in addition to becoming an Expert Elite, you also joined, and I don't know this acronym, but AUGI or AUGI as an advisory board member. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. AUGI is the world's largest CAD and BIM user group, providing an environment for users to help users. AUGI benefits publications, including forums and AUGI World magazine, which allows the global community access to one another, adhering to the motto, users helping users. We're also ramping up for our very first virtual conference in April, known as AUGICon, where there will be live presentations as well as online content available for attendees. As a member of the advisory board, I play a vital role in the vision and direction of the organization.
I think for those of you listening that are involved in external organizations, you know just how critical that is to your career and your own personal development. But Shelby, I think in addition to that, there's a lot of benefit that you bring from those roles back to JMT. Can you tell us about that?
Being an Expert Elite and being part of AUGI allows us to put JMT at the forefront. And as being a historically Bentley-focused company, it kind of puts us out there as also having a presence in the Autodesk industry. And I think that's really important to show that we have skills in both of those software.
Thank you for your efforts to drive us forward there. So we're going to get to the rapid fire round of questions. I've got two for you. First one is, what's your favorite thing about working for JMT?
I just think that it's a really supportive environment, and I love that we do work sharing. So that might sound kind of crazy, but I have worked and designed projects in all different states: South Carolina, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, New Jersey. So I'm not sure that would have happened anywhere else to be able to have access to do that.
Yeah, some of us have worked for companies where work sharing just never happened. So I agree. That's a great thing about JMT. And just more on the personal side of things, what do you do at the end of the day to unwind?
Oh, well, some days are rather stressful. And so when I get home at the end of the day, especially if I'm kind of stuck in my head, I like to go for a walk and listen to an audiobook. And if the weather's not nice, I may have a dance party in my kitchen when I cook dinner. So
that sounds great, but just don't ever invite me because I don't dance. Shelby, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk about your role in the DCOE and your involvement in the industry. And really hope everybody listening learned a lot and knows that Shelby's a great resource for all of you out there. Back to you, Becky.
Thank you both. This was so interesting. Shelby, I do have one question for you, though.
Okay.
I heard through the grapevine that you have a podcast that you have started with a friend. Can you tell us a little bit about that, just to give you some cross promotion?
I do, Becky. So one of my fellow authors and Expert Elites that I met when I was at Autodesk University, we were sitting on an ottoman in the middle of the canal shops, brainstorming ideas of how we could collaborate, and we decided to start a podcast. And her name is Christina. She's from Canada, and you can find us on Spotify at Mug Musings for Design Innovators, and we also have an Instagram page where we post our mug shots. That it's mug.musings.
That is awesome, and I've already subscribed, just to let you know, and I will be checking out your Instagram. So thank you again, and we look forward to more conversations as we meet more JMT individuals throughout the company with this podcast.
Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed the Meet JMT podcast today. Remember to subscribe, post a review, and of course encourage your friends and colleagues to do the same.